Tonight the stadium will hold more than its usual roar. It will cradle a story just starting to be written, and that story has a number on its back. Franco Mastantuono, 18 years old, has arrived at Real Madrid with momentum and a certainty that has stunned some and electrified many. The club handed him the number 30, a choice he insisted on. And in the short time since his presentation, he has trained under Xabi Alonso and drawn praise that reads like a promise. Reports from the session speak of a teenager who is not just talented but composed, someone who moves with intent and who listens to instructions the way players twice his age might. There are whispers the coaching staff want to give him minutes in the next La Liga fixture, a first taste of Bernabéu's unique pressure, and if that happens, it will not be a cameo born of sentiment, but a deliberate test. The optics are dramatic, an 18-year-old stepping into a stadium built for legends, wearing a number that has, historically for Madrid, been a gateway rather than a guarantee. The number matters because it signals identity. For Mastantuono, it's personal, chosen rather than assigned, and it tells you he arrived ready to stake a claim. Think about what's being asked of him. This is not merely athletic ability, it's temperament under a microscope. Xabi Alonso, who has earned a reputation for demanding clarity and intelligence from his midfield, has publicly shown trust in this teenager. That vote of confidence changes how the club, the fans, and the opposition will see him. For supporters, the moment carries a cinematic quality. A potential newcomer becomes starter arc, and for rivals it forces tactical recalculation. If Mastantuono comes on, observers will pass his passing choices, first touches, positioning, and reaction to duels, as if each action were a sentence in a verdict on his future. Yet the real story is deeper than a single match. It's about a club known for both buying superstars and cultivating them, deciding, again, to place a bet on youth. It's an institutional decision as much as a coaching one. Real Madrid isn't simply showcasing a prospect, it's signalling a willingness to integrate academy or young talents into high-stakes games with the expectation that some will ascend quickly. There is also a narrative about identity. Mastantuono's rapid ascent speaks to work behind the scenes, adaptation to new teammates, assimilation into training methods, and the mental readiness to handle the unique rhythm of Madrid life. Number 30 might be statistically a less recognized jersey at the club, but stories show that numbers take on meaning when players make them their own. That choice tells you something about his character. Quiet confidence, perhaps a belief that his journey has stages and that wearing a bigger number does not limit an eventual legacy. For Xabi Alonso, the calculus is straightforward. Does the teenager add a dimension to the midfield that others don't? Can he offer tactical flexibility, fresh energy late in games, or the composure to maintain possession under pressure? The answers will begin to surface the moment he steps onto the grass. There are tangible stakes. If he impresses in these opening minutes, this could accelerate his pathway from promising talent to a dependable squad option. Whispers that he might end the season competing for a starting spot become less fanciful. If he struggles, the club still retains time to manage expectations and bring him along carefully. For fans, the immediate thrill is watching potential become possibility in real time. For the team, it's a reminder that transitions are continuous. Veterans steady the ship while the young are given chances to grow into roles that years ago would have been reserved for more established names. As the match clock approaches and the stadium fills, everything about Mastantuono's first minutes will be under a collective gaze. The board watching to see if their investment in youth pays tactical dividends, teammates gauging chemistry, and a global audience deciding whether to fall in love with the next Madrid story. This is the kind of moment football thrives on, a single substitution that contains a season's worth of narrative risk and reward. Keep an eye not just on what happens with the ball at his feet, but on how he handles the spaces between plays, the way he communicates, and the instant decisions that define whether a player is ready for the jump. If Xabi Alonso's gamble pays off, this debut will be remembered as the first chapter of a fast-rising career. If it is only a step in a longer process, it will still be a defining lesson in the making of a professional at one of the sport's great clubs. Either way, tonight is more than a fixture. It's the moment a club and a player meet expectations head on, and the world will be watching to see which way the tide turns.